to serve under your chairmanship, and I thank the member for Feltham and Heston for succeeding in an application for this timely debate to mark the end of Sikh Heritage, History and Awareness Month, a month she has worked incredibly hard to champion and organise. And like many members across the House, I too have participated in the Vaisakhi Nagar Kirtan in Birmingham over the weekend, and the gathering is one of the largest in Europe, with over 100,000 in attendance. As chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group for British Sikhs and the first female Sikh Member of Parliament, it has been a pleasure listening to members from across the House rightly laud some of the contributions individual Sikhs and the Sikh community as a whole have made to the UK. When I was elected just under 2 years ago, I came to Parliament with the belief that it was here that we could make fundamental changes, and we as Members of Parliament could lead on issues of importance, whether that be for individual constituents, our community or the whole of the United Kingdom. And I want us to do more than offer warm words about the contribution of Sikhs, or indeed any community, to the UK. Sikhs, despite making up 0.8% of the population according to the census 2011, accounted for 2% of religious hate crimes recorded by the police in 2017-18. And I want us to tackle hate crime and prejudice by taking today as a starting point for educating the whole population about the influence Sikhs have had and how their impact has shaped the Britain of today as well as many other parts of the world. And it is in this place that we can choose to do more than discuss the contribution of diverse communities and speak solemnly about hate crimes. And it is in this place we can put in place actions and policies to look at the link between these two. The Hate Crime Action Plan refresh in 2018 was extremely disappointing, given the promises made to Sikh organisations that they would not be ignored or invisible to government. But what matters now is how government addresses Sikh hate crime, and I look forward to working with MHCLG to address the underreporting of Sikh hate. The new chair of the Community Safety Group for the Sikh Council UK is Manjinder Kaur, and I hope the government will reach out to her and the Council to work with them. Our children need to learn about the contribution of the Sikh community, and to do this we must teach people about the honest history of Britain. We must also learn about the positive and progressive parts, as well as the repression and exploitation that has occurred in its name. And we need to learn that during the Second World War, British soldiers were paid differently depending on their race. In their thousands, Sikhs, along with others, gave up their lives for our freedom. My grandfather also fought in the Second World War. Our children must learn about the Amritsar massacre, where British troops massacred unarmed demonstrators, and they must learn about the life of Princess Sophia Dalip Singh, daughter of the last Maharaja of the Sikh Empire and the goddaughter of Queen Victoria, who pioneered the cause of women's rights in Britain and abroad. And they must learn about the grassroots activism of many Sikhs in the 1960s to challenge unfair pay, working conditions and cultural oppression. My father, the late Daljit Singh Shergill, who was president of Guru Nanak Gurdwara Smethwick for 18 years, in the 80s set up the first food bank during the recession in Smethwick. He worked with the miners during their strikes, raising funds to support them. He championed interfaith working closely with the Harborne Parish, the Bangladeshi and other minority groups. And the Guru Nanak Gurdwara Smethwick has recently revealed the lines of the war statue commemorating contribution of Sikhs to World War I and II, led by the President Jatinder Singh Bassi, General Secretary Hamraj Singh Shergill and Leader of Sandwell Council Steve Ealing. And we must know the truth of the role of the then government involvement in Operation Blue Star, otherwise known as the 1984 genocide of Sikhs. If we genuinely want to recognise the contribution of Sikhs to the UK and the way it has shaped British society, the way it has moulded what it means to be British and the way it has shaped current and future generations, then it's not enough just to discuss it. We must end the discrimination Sikhs face due to a lack of data. The race disparity audit used 100 data sets across government to look at how people of all ethnic groups are treated across public services, but there was no data on Sikhs. So as we celebrate their contributions, let's not ignore that the government's aim to tackling burning injustices has been a concern when it comes to Sikhs, and that's why members across the House support the Sikh ethnic tick box in the census. We in this place are here to make fundamental change and lead on what is important, and I hope that today the Minister will, as a member of the government, commit to genuinely following through on the issues raised, and in doing so the Minister will have my full support and the APPG will be happy to work with officials to develop a programme of work. Thank you.